Rightio, yeah, here's another video, lockdown project. I've lost count now. So, alright, let's get into it. This is regarding the Dream Mat 6-inch sluice and what is a Marine Baby bilge submersible pump that is running off a 10 amp hour Fusion Lithium battery, which is concurrently hooked up to a 30 watt solar panel. Here's another one of those batteries. They're pretty good. They're about $160 on eBay, but they are a good item. And yeah, look, I find compared to an AGM battery, which is kind of same size as maybe used for a motorbike, I find that these have lasted a lot longer when using my Sirocco fan in my camper van. And this is a ripper too. If you ever need a fan in your van, get a Sirocco. They are rippers, and they go absolutely all angles, and you can't go wrong. And they've got timers and 3-speed settings, so they're good. I recommend them. So yeah, and this little box here with the lithium battery normally sits behind my driver's seat in my van. So at this point in time, let's say I was to go prospecting, I would still have one for the Sirocco fan and lighting, and I would have another one for this application if need be. Although having said that, I also have a 50 watt Renogy lithium battery, which is actually quite light for what it is, 50 amp hours. And well, while I'm here, I've been out here doing a little bit of I don't think you can hear that, but that's gold. Yeah, doing a little bit of panning, just for fun, for some American pay dirt I got. And it took a long time to come, about 6 weeks, but we got there and it's a nice sunny day. And quite interesting gold actually, very light and fluffy, a lot of it floated on the surface. So anyway, forgetting that, we'll get back to what we're at, which is Project No Name, I think I'll call it. But really it's the pump for the Dream Mat, and this is a Gold Rat sluice, which seems pretty well made with the Dream Mat, and that was about $129. The battery, as I said, is about 169, so there's 300. The 30 watt solar panel, which comes with the clamps for the battery, that was about $30, so say $1 a watt. That's pretty good value, and it slips in the overhead console in my van quite nicely. And then we have what is the Marine Baby, and that's a pump off eBay for about $30. So let's say somewhere around $360 for the setup today. Although let's add this into a concertina pipe. Although you could probably use one off a vacuum cleaner. This was $10 off eBay, and the idea is this will pull out and will come around. And my mum actually gave me an old vacuum cleaner head just for small tight spaces, and it's a really good size for in here. So I'm probably going to marry that up. So okay, getting back to this. What I did was I grabbed the old voltage multimeter, and when I started this, we'll call it an experiment, it's just a test run really. When I started this, the voltage of the battery was at 13 volts, and these batteries will charge up to something like 13.4 or something. They're pretty cool. Let's see if we can get an exact figure. I know I've had it up over 13 before. So what am I seeing here? Maximum charge, 14.6. Yeah, I knew they went up a fair way. So compared to say 12.7 for an AGM battery, you get more value. And being lithium, you can pretty much get 90% of usage out of it. So this is a little, just a little thing I do. This is annoying. Yeah, I normally put a little bit of rope under this battery, and that way when I go to pull it out, yeah, I can just slip it up out of the box when there's two in here. It's a bit tight, but by doing this, and then we've got the Velcro to hold it in, and it sits into behind the seat of my camper van really well. So, okay, now what we've had is, the sun's just disappeared for a sec, so it's interesting. We've had the Marine Baby pump running. It's 1,100 gallons per hour. We've had it running for just over half an hour, and we were at 13 volts when I started. So, out of interest, let's turn it off, disconnect the lithium battery, and we're going to do a test on the battery and see how much voltage we've used. And what I'll do is, I think while I'm here, I'll lift this guy up. It's got a couple of things wrapped around the base. It's got part of an old wedding veil that I bought from an op shop, and also an old stocking as a filter. And then we have it's a rubber hose thing. It's more of an insulation thing that I bought from Bunnings for about $2. And this end here matches up perfectly with this end here. I've just got to go around to the servo and get another little radiator hose clamp, and that will hold on nicely. So I'm calling this part one, I guess, until I do the full setup and we have that overhanging for what this will be. This will go in a larger container. This will catch the tailings, and the larger container, this will sit in the large container in the clearer, fresher water. So we're not up to that point yet, but I'm a bit bored, so I thought I'd do this video. So what I've got to do now is we're going to turn the voltage meter on, and then we're going to see exactly how much power we have used on what was a battery running off a 30-watt solar panel for about 35 minutes, and we started at 13 volts. So if I can do this, this would be handy. Give us a look. What have we got? 12.77. So it's run for half an hour, and we've used Sweet FA. So that's pretty good, actually. I probably should do another test where I'm not using the solar panel at all to get a definitive idea of power usage. But that's pretty cool. And look, this thing is light. This is really light. Like, I mean, if you were going to walk down a creek, you could just take this with you. And depending on how much material you plan to actually sluice, you may not need to take the solar panel with you. But it's just part of the overall testing. So that was pretty good, actually. That did not use much, and that was for about 35 minutes, possibly marginally more, of what is reasonably good pumping from this guy here. And there's a lot of cheapy pumps, submersible mini bilge pumps on the internet, but what I discovered was some of them are dirt cheap. They're about $15, but they don't come with the float valve, which helps the machine to operate or indicates when it should operate, whereas this guy, I was positive it was all in one, so I was happy to grab that. So yeah, so we're going to marry up the concertina pipe with the Marine Baby. We're going to hook this guy here into a bigger container and sit it over that, and the Marine Baby will come and sit underneath this guy with this section overhanging as the water flow. And what I'll do is when I do a part two, I'll show you the water flow, and I really was quite surprised at the evenness and the fact that most of the water flow came out to the edges, which really surprised me. I thought it would come from the middle, but there you go. And also, yeah, I had these batteries for over a year just sitting tucked away, and when I went to use them, I found out that they died. The BMS battery management system had shut them down for some reason. And to my absolute surprise, this guy here, my smart charger, which is for the big Renogy. The smart charger is about 150 bucks. This Renogy is about 360. It's probably going to get used in the van for my camping fridge and what have you later on. Once I replace the 75 amp hour AGM, I'll whack this in. It's 50 amp hours, so it's a bit less, but because you can use 90%, you get more than the 75 amp hour AGM. So this is a good one down the track, and it'll be lighter, less stress on the van. So what happened was, when I went to use these guys, probably my fault for letting them just go down on charge, they wouldn't work. And this guy here, they claim that it will wake up dead batteries, but it didn't. So I thought, bloody hell, I've got 2 of these things, over $300 worth, and they're not waking up with the smart charger. And this smart charger goes through 7 cycles on a lithium battery, so it's considered a quality item. So I thought, shit, what am I going to do? I was pretty cheesed off and just thought, oh, you know, what can I do here? So I jumped on YouTube and typed in how to wake up dead lithium batteries, and I came across a YouTube video that was actually for remote control cars, and it was just for the tiny little AA rechargeable batteries. And they explained that if you use something similar to what you're trying to wake up, it should converge and wake up the opposing battery. So what I did was I grabbed my car jumper leads, whacked them on the big one here, then attached it to the smaller one, and all of a sudden it got enough charge for the smart charger to start working. And ever since then they've been really good. So provided you do the maintenance, I actually can recommend that you use them. I think that's about all actually for the moment, so we'll do a part 2 at some stage. You've got the rough layout, and yeah, funny to say, I'm living in a caravan at the rear of a property, and when I go driving, I drive my old Hi-Ace camper van. So, and yet we're in lockdown, so I don't know if we can call that on holiday or not. But anyway, this is Rod signing out, and project number infinity. You can name whatever number it is. Take care.